think the purpose of this speech was to learn how to be persuasive without shoving it in everybody's face. And it was a conversational type of presentation. So that took time and effort to put together to make sure that you weren't trying really hard to persuade somebody. It was more like talking to them about the issue and not trying to just really make them think what you want them to think. The speech also helped us, again, with researching and finding the information that we needed for a different type of topic. Going into the speech, I always feel anxious and nervous going into speeches, so it wasn't anything different this time. It seemed really intimidating, worse than the other ones, and my anxiety stayed pretty much the same throughout the whole speech process, especially because those outlines really intimidate me as well, but I ended up doing a good job, so it turned out alright. My technology worked very well throughout my whole presentation, doing everything on Word and everything like that. The only problem I ran into was videotaping my speech. It was hard to find something to prop the camera up on to get my full body and everybody in the picture, so we kind of had to compromise on that a little bit. But it ended up working out in the end. Next time, I could probably find something better or a different camera or something that works better as a tripod, because we don't have one. So that's what I could do to make that better. My intro and conclusion always come naturally to me. I'm very good at that. The same thing as last time, my transitions are always really hard for me, and I have trouble coming up with like how to connect my ideas, and then that sometimes gets me down because I feel like I'm doing it wrong and that kind of thing. So I also feel redundant and like I'm repeating myself, so that's something I need to work on. I consider my audience to be high school level or higher, maybe even like middle school or elementary school, because I guess they take tests too, but I consider them to be around that age, and my audience responded very well to me and seemed to connect to all the ideas that I was saying. I really liked the body of my speech this time. I thought that it worked very well with what I was trying to say. It was easy for me to practice, and when I was talking about the body of my speech, it didn't feel like I was trying to remember what to say. It was just kind of like talking from the heart and saying what I really thought about the subject, and my research and everything backed that up for me. And my transitions are, of course, everything that I need to work on. I feel like transitions are the biggest part of my speech that need to be worked on every time. I was reading chapter 17 before I started practicing my speech, and it helped a lot, especially on pages 159 and 160. I used those tips a lot, although I did not use the provide questions one, but I did practice it orally and with a stopwatch. And I actually, the first time I've timed my speech, it was 11 minutes long, so I had to do a lot of cutting and stuff like that, but that was really funny, I thought. And I never practiced in front of a mirror, which for some reason I've never thought about that, but I guess I could try that next time. I think it would actually really help me with learning about how I speak with my hands and my facial expressions, and trying to control how I do that, because I know that I move around a lot and make interesting facial expressions while I'm speaking, so that would help with that. And I mostly just practice in my room, and the moving around thing was kind of different, holding up the fingers, and my dog was there to be an audience member for the first couple of times that I practiced. But other than that, it was pretty good.